Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're plunging into a topic that's, well, absolutely vital for any business or brand trying to navigate our increasingly digital world: integrated marketing communication, IMC.
That's right.
We've compiled a pretty powerful stack of sources here, everything from cutting edge research, expert notes, all really designed to give you a shortcut to understanding how brands are built and, how they thrive in this super fast paced digital age.
hmm
So, our mission today, let's unpack IMC. Let's see how it's fundamentally reshaping traditional marketing, look at its digital toolkit, and crucially, understand how it directly fuels something incredibly valuable: brand equity.
Yeah.
And we'll even zoom in on a really dynamic market, Bangladesh, to see these concepts kind of come alive with real-world examples.
It's definitely about more than just marketing tactics in isolation. It's really about crafting an enduring connection with consumers. Turning those fleeting interactions into genuine, lasting loyalty. And the digital landscape, well, it provides both these unprecedented tools and some unique challenges for actually achieving that.
Okay, so let's kick this off then. When we talk about integrated marketing communication, what's the core idea here? Like, what is it fundamentally?
At its heart, um, IMC is really a strategic approach. It's about unifying all the marketing channels and tools. Think advertising, PR, digital marketing, everything to deliver one consistent brand message.
One message. Okay.
Yeah. And its goal isn't just about, making an immediate sale, although that's obviously part of it. It's more about fostering recognition, interaction, and ultimately that loyalty, building something lasting.
And how is that really different from, what people might think of as traditional marketing? Because the campaigns used to be quite separate, didn't they?
Exactly. That's the key distinction, is the shift away from those isolated, siloed campaigns, where maybe a TV ad runs completely separate from a print campaign or a PR push.
Right. They didn't talk to each other.
Precisely. IMC demands a holistic, coordinated strategy. It really prioritizes a unified customer experience across every single touchpoint. Online, offline, doesn't matter.
Everywhere.
Everywhere. And it's deeply customer-centric. It's data-driven. It recognizes that a strong brand isn't just created by the business pushing messages out. It's actually co-created by the business and its customers. Every single thing an organization does impacts that brand equity.
That makes so much sense. It reframes it completely. So let's maybe crystallize those differences. If we compare traditional marketing and IMC in this digital age,
Yeah, we can break it down.
like channel focus, traditional was more.
Siloed. Individual channels like TV or print. IMC uses a multi-channel, coordinated, holistic approach. Everything works together.
And message consistency, that was often a problem traditionally, right?
Oh, definitely. Mixed messages, fragmented communication. IMC insists on uniform, consistent messages everywhere.
Okay. What about engaging the consumer?
Traditional was primarily one way, like a broadcast, with pretty limited interaction. IMC aims to build long-term relationships. High interaction is key.
And data.
Yeah.
Big difference there, I imagine.
Huge. Traditional relied on less data, limited analytics, maybe some post-campaign reports. IMC leverages real-time data and analytics constantly for insights.
Right. So it can adapt much faster.
Exactly. Traditional is often less flexible, stuck to set plans. IMC is highly adaptable. It has to be, to react to market changes in consumer behavior.
And the ultimate goal. Traditional was mostly about,
Making sales. The transaction.
whereas IMC is focused on.
Building brand equity. Fostering trust. Creating those long-term relationships that drive value way beyond a single sale.
That leads us perfectly to the tools.
Yeah.
IMC's digital toolkit. It's not just a random collection of apps, is it?
No, not at all. It's about how they fit together. The power is in the synergy.
Okay.
These are interconnected elements that, when used together, create that cohesive strategy we talked about. So
Wow.
you've got things like, well, advertising, but think digital platforms, Google, Facebook, broad reach, but also really precise targeting.
Right.
Then public relations, but online PR. Engaging online media, influencers, managing that image proactively, sales promotion, again, using digital channels, discounts, contests, giveaways, things that get people interacting.
Yeah, interactive stuff.
Direct marketing becomes more personalized, email, SMS, tailored messages.
Okay.
Then your core digital marketing pillars. Website development, crucial SEO so people can find you, sophisticated email marketing.
The foundations.
Exactly. And of course, social media marketing. Platforms like Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn. They're vital for engagement, for building communities.
Absolutely.
Content marketing is huge too. Creating valuable stuff, blogs, videos that attracts audiences and positions the brand as an authority, not just a seller.
Providing value.
And underlying it all, market research,
Mm.
continuous data collection, analysis using CRM, web analytics, always learning.
Wow. Okay, so the power is putting those pieces together. And you mentioned synergy. The impact must be pretty significant.
It really is. I mean, think about this. Over 90% of consumers now expect consistent interactions across channels. They notice when it's disjointed.
90%. That's huge.
It is. And look at the performance data. Integrated campaigns that use 4 or more digital channels, they outperform single-channel efforts by something like 300%.
300%. That's staggering.
It really shows the power of integration.
Yeah.
Imagine you create great content, promote it via social media ads, maybe get some influencers talking about it.
Right.
That drives traffic to your SEO-optimized website, and every interaction, every touch point is tracked via your CRM.
Okay, I see the flow.
That's the holistic approach in action. You're maximizing reach, maximizing engagement, and ultimately getting a much better return on your investment.
So with that digital toolkit laid out, it really does feel like social media platforms have become, well, the epicenter of modern IMC. Why are they so central now?
They're just incredibly dynamic hubs, aren't they? It's where so much of the brand conversation, the connection, actually happens now.
Makes sense.
Take content marketing on social. It's not just, buy our stuff posts. It's about creating valuable content, insightful articles shared on LinkedIn, engaging videos on YouTube or TikTok, stories on Instagram.
Stuff people actually want to see.
Exactly. Content that educates, entertains, connects. It establishes the brand's authority and relevance beyond just selling. We see this in markets like Bangladesh, for example, where professionals are crafting really effective SEO-friendly content, even in local languages, to truly resonate.
That localization is key. And what about influencers? They seem unavoidable now.
Well, influencer marketing, when done right, leverages trusted voices. It builds credibility and helps reach very specific targeted audiences. An authentic endorsement can cut through the noise like nothing else.
Right, authenticity is the word there.
Absolutely. It boosts awareness, trust, engagement, and ultimately conversions. And again, looking at Bangladesh, influencer marketing is booming, especially with Gen Z. They're heavily influenced by reviews, short-form video, local language content. Authenticity is paramount.
And then there's the paid side, the advertising on social.
Yeah, social media advertising. The big advantage there is the precise targeting and the rich analytics. It makes it much more cost-efficient usually and easier to measure your ROI compared to a lot of traditional methods.
So if you step back and look at those 3 content influencers ads, how do they work together, Nest?
That's where the magic happens, the synergy. Content provides the narrative, the story, the value.
Okay.
Influencers amplify it authentically, giving it that trusted human voice.
Right.
And then social media advertising provides the targeted reach, ensuring the right people see it. It creates this powerful feedback loop. Compelling content drives organic engagement, which might attract influencers.
Naturally.
And then strategic paid promotion boosts the reach even further. You maximize the impact across the board.
So connecting all this entire integrated process, how does it systematically build up what we call brand equity? Because that feels like the ultimate goal, the real prize.
It absolutely is the prize. Brand equity is, well, it's the holistic worth of a brand. It's reputation, perceived value, the extra clout you get just from the name recognition.
Like the Apple effect or something?
Kind of, yeah.
Uh-huh.
A strong brand is an invaluable asset. It creates competitive barriers, and it directly correlates with better sales, higher profitability, even the ability to charge premium prices.
Okay, so how does IMC directly contribute? You said 3 ways.
Yeah, fundamentally 3 key ways. First, it ignites recognition. It enhances brand awareness and recall.
How?
Through consistency. By consistently engaging audiences across multiple platforms with coordinated messages, IMC reinforces that brand recall. People see it, they recognize it, it becomes familiar. Familiarity builds trust.
Then we can measure that awareness now digitally.
Oh yeah, tools like Google Trends show you search interest. Social listening platforms track mentions, sentiment. You can gauge both unaided recall, what brands come to mind, and aided recall, have you heard of this brand? Each consistent exposure strengthens those mental pathways, making the brand pop into mind easily. That's the foundation of trust.
Okay, so first is awareness and recall. What's second?
Second is shaping perception, cultivating the desired brand image.
Right, how the brand is seen.
Exactly. IMC actively shapes how consumers perceive a brand by strategically aligning everything, messages, visuals, actions, across every single touch point.
So the logo looks the same, the tone of voice is the same.
Yes. Consistent visual identity, brand language, key messages everywhere. But brand image is also built from all the associations consumers make: functional benefits, emotional responses, social values. And there's this idea, very prominent now, that the brand is actually co-created.
Co-created by the business and stuff.
And the customers, especially now in the digital age. Consumers actively shape brand narratives through reviews, social media comments, user-generated content. So marketers have to be listening to those digital conversations, engaging with feedback, and being ready to adapt their image management.
It's not just a one-way street anymore. Okay, so awareness, image. What's the third way IMC builds equity?
The third is crucial: nurturing connections, fostering brand loyalty and advocacy.
Turning customers into fans.
Essentially, yes.
Oh.
IMC is fundamental here. Consistent, resonant communication builds that trust and reliability you talked about, which encourages repeat business.
Makes sense.
And personalization, which digital tools enable, makes customers feel valued, seen. That strengthens the emotional connection. Add an exceptional customer service, a seamless experience across platforms.
Like that journey you mentioned earlier, from Instagram ad to website to email.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That smooth, positive experience builds trust and loyalty. And we measure this loyalty through things like repeat purchase rates, customer retention, direct advocacy people recommending the brand, and metrics like the Net Promoter Score or NPS.
This all sounds very powerful in theory, but how does it actually play out on the ground? In a real, rapidly changing market. You mentioned Bangladesh earlier as a case study.
Yes, Bangladesh is a fascinating example right now. It's truly a mobile-first nation, and its digital transformation has been incredible.
So what are the key numbers?
Well, internet penetration is growing fast, hitting nearly half the population, with millions of new users coming online. But mobile connectivity is astonishingly high. Cellular connections actually exceed 100% of the population. Lots of people have multiple connections.
Wow.
And a big chunk of those are broadband. Social media usage is booming. Over a third of the population is active and growing fast. Facebook and YouTube have massive ad reach.
So a huge online audience.
Huge. And the e-commerce market is exploding. Projected to hit, US $13 billion by 2027. And most of that is happening on mobile devices.
Mobile really is king there.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And demographically, you've got a very young, increasingly urban population. Big segments in the 18-24 and 25-34 age brackets.
Yeah.
They're tech-savvy and highly responsive to digital engagement.
Okay, that paints a picture of, vibrant potential. But every market has its hurdles. What are the main challenges for IMC in Bangladesh?
You're right. It's definitely a mix. Some big challenges stand out. First, limited digital literacy. Even with high internet use, a significant chunk of users lack fundamental digital skills.
So you can't assume everyone's a digital native.
Not at all. Brands need simpler user journeys, maybe integrate with offline support or traditional channels sometimes. Second, infrastructure issues. Slow internet speeds, patchy connectivity, especially outside major cities, can really hurt the user experience and campaign effectiveness. Think loading times for videos or apps.
Frustrating for users, bad for brands.
Exactly. And third, a really big one, cash-on-delivery dependency.
Yes. Most e-commerce is still C.
Yeah, like 75%. This isn't just about payment preference. It signals a fundamental lack of trust in digital payment systems for many people.
So for IMC, that means?
It means your digital campaigns can't just build desire. They also have to actively build trust around the payment process itself. Maybe leveraging trusted local agents, maybe very clear communication guarantees. It's a significant hurdle.
Those are definitely critical points. But flipping the coin, what are the biggest opportunities for marketers there right now?
Well, the upside is just as compelling, if not more so. First, that explosive growth in internet and smartphone usage. The sheer scale of the growing user base, especially young people, is a massive opportunity for reach.
The audience is there and growing.
Absolutely. Second, the surge in mobile financial services, MFS. Think Bcash. These services are connecting millions, especially in rural areas, rapidly expanding the digital economy. This opens up huge avenues for digital transactions, loyalty programs, reaching previously unbanked populations.
So MFS could help bridge that payment trust gap eventually.
Potentially, yes. It's a key enabler. Third, that youthful, tech-savvy population. They're highly responsive to digital marketing, especially on social media. They adopt new trends quickly, like short-form video.
Right, you mentioned Gen Z and influencers earlier.
Exactly, which leads to the fourth opportunity, influencer marketing growth. There's booming demand for engaging content and collaborations with local influencers. They hold real sway, particularly with younger demographics. Brands are really tapping into that.
It's inspiring to see how local brands are actually navigating this complex landscape. Let's talk about some of those success stories. Who's doing digital IMC well in Bangladesh?
Okay, some great examples. Take Bcash, the MFS leader. Their genius wasn't just the app, it was how they leveraged their huge offline agent network to build trust and onboard users.
Ah, bridging the physical and digital.
Precisely. It shows that even in a mobile-first market, that human touch, that established trust network was critical. Now they're a super app, handling all sorts of household transactions, featured by Kotler, winning tons of digital marketing awards. They understood the local context deeply.
That's a fantastic example. What about Grameenphone, the telecom giant?
Grameenphone really shows the power of culturally rooted emotional campaigns. Their Friendship Day campaign celebrating human-pet bonds.
Oh, I think I heard about that one.
Yeah, Bondu Bojiamak. It got millions of engagements. They used video, partnered with animal welfare groups, had an interactive tool, used TikTok with a custom song. The whole IMC toolkit.
Yeah.
It won loads of awards and really demonstrates how localized, emotionally resonant storytelling connects deeply in Bangladesh.
And Daraz in e-commerce, they seem dominant.
Garaz has nailed being Bangladesh's leading e-commerce brand for years. They climbed to be the 7th most loved brand overall in 2023.
Impressive.
It's a combination. A user-friendly platform, yes, but also a really strong integrated social media presence. Engaging content, smart influencer collaborations, frequent promotions, plus visible CSR initiatives. They understand the entire digital consumer journey there.
Okay, and quickly, maybe Robi and Banglalink, other telcos.
Yeah, Robi had huge success with a Facebook campaign highlighting their network quality massive reach and recall scores. And Banglalink is pushing digital adoption through integrated platforms like their MyBL Super app, which offers diverse services beyond just telecom, plus infotainment and AI-driven learning platforms.
So a common thread seems to be this deep localization and integration.
Absolutely. What's fascinating is they're not just copying global trends. Grameenphone's emotional campaign, Bcash leveraging its agent network. They show that culturally rooted strategies work best. Leveraging local behaviors, like TikTok trends, is key.
And the super app trend.
That's significant too. Bcash, BL. It points to a strategic shift. Brands becoming indispensable hubs, integrating multiple essential services into one platform. It simplifies life for consumers and makes the brand incredibly sticky.
These examples really drive home the power of IMC. But underpinning all the success, especially in this digital world where trust is, let's face it, pretty fragile, you mentioned two core principles earlier, consistency and
Authenticity. They're absolutely fundamental for building and maintaining brand trust and equity.
Let's talk about consistency first. Why is it so non-negotiable?
Well, consistency ensures that all your brand communications across every channel convey that unified message, reflecting core values, the brand identity.
So people know what to expect.
Exactly. It cultivates familiarity, and familiarity breeds trust. When consumers encounter that cohesive message everywhere, they're more likely to remember the brand, feel confident making a purchase, and expect consistent quality in the product or service too.
And there's data backing this up, right? Something about revenue.
Yeah, research suggests consistent brand presentation can increase revenue by as much as 33%. Think about it in today's fragmented digital landscape. Inconsistent messaging just creates confusion. It erodes trust very quickly.
Especially with concerns about online scams and things.
Precisely. A unified brand voice signals reliability, professionalism. It reassures people. Essential for trust.
Okay, so consistency is bedrock. What about authenticity and transparency? Why are they equally vital now?
Because consumers are more informed than ever before. They have access to so much information they can see through hype. Authenticity and transparency are simply non-negotiable anymore.
So what does that look like in practice?
It means things like clear, accurate product descriptions, no misleading claims.
Obvious but important.
Very. Showcasing authentic customer reviews and testimonials, that social proof is incredibly powerful.
People trust other people.
Exactly. Having transparent policies, refunds, pricing, data usage, and being responsive to customer support inquiries.
Right.
It means authentic brand storytelling. Sharing the real story, the origin, the mission, the values, through blogs, social media, video, not just corporate speak.
Showing the human side.
Yes. And finally, genuine ethical practices and meaningful CSR initiatives. Not just for show, but really embedded in the company. All these things cut through the digital noise with verifiable, relatable, human elements. And that's especially crucial for building confidence with e-shoppers in markets like Bangladesh, where trust might be lower initially.
Okay, so we've covered how IMC works, how it builds brands through consistency and authenticity, but let's get practical again. How do marketers actually measure the effectiveness of all this? How do they quantify the impact on that valuable brand equity?
That's always the tricky part, isn't it? But the good news is the digital landscape provides just a wealth of data for insights, much more than traditional marketing ever did.
So we're talking KPIs, key performance indicators.
Exactly. Marketers track KPIs across the whole customer journey. For brand awareness, like we said, you track aided and unaided recall, maybe using Google Trends for search volume, social listening for mentions and sentiment.
Okay. What about engagement?
For engagement, you're looking at social media metrics, likes, shares, comments, reach, impressions, but also website traffic visitors, page views, time on site, bounce rate, and click-through rates, CTR, on your ads and links.
Measuring interaction. Got it. Then conversions.
Yes, conversions are key. What's your conversion rate,
Yeah.
CVR? How many marketing qualified leads, MQLs, or sales qualified leads, SQLs, are you generating?
Closer to the sale.
Right. And then customer loyalty and satisfaction. That's where Net Promoter Score, NPS, comes in, customer retention rate, tracking repeat purchases, looking for brand advocacy.
And cost. Always important.
Always. So, cost efficiency metrics like cost per click, CPC, cost per lead, CPL, and ultimately customer acquisition cost.
Sicky. And bigger picture financial metrics.
Things like customer lifetime value, CLV, how much customer is worth over time, and return on ad spend, ROAS.
That's a lot of metrics. But I often hear that a challenge is directly linking all that digital activity, that investment, specifically to an increase in sales. Is that fair? People talk about vanity metrics.
That's a very fair point, and it is a common challenge. Things like likes can be vanity metrics if they don't translate into something meaningful. And connecting this to the bigger picture, quantifying the ROI specifically for brand equity is inherently difficult.
Because intangible.
Exactly. Brand equity includes perception, differentiation, emotional connections, stuff that's not easily put into a spreadsheet in the short term. However, and this is crucial, strong brand equity directly correlates with stronger sales and profitability over the long run.
So how do marketers bridge that gap? How do they show the value?
They use valuation models, different approaches like cost-based, market-based, income-based, consumer-based valuations, attempt to put a number on it. But more practically, what's needed is a holistic measurement strategy. You track both the financial ROI metrics and those brand equity indicators, brand recall, NPS, social sentiment.
And look for correlations.
Precisely. You demonstrate how improvements in those brand metrics lead to subsequent financial gains. It's about showing the long-term value creation, not just immediate sales lift from one campaign.
This deep dive has really hammered home, for me at least, that integrated marketing communication isn't just, a buzzword. It feels like a strategic imperative for building real, powerful brand equity today.
It absolutely is. The unified, customer-centric approach, the consistent messaging across every digital touchpoint, it's fundamental for building trust and actually resonating with people.
And seeing it through the lens of Bangladesh, that rapidly growing digital landscape driven by a young, mobile-first population.
Yeah.
The opportunities are clearly immense, even with those challenges around literacy and infrastructure.
Definitely. And the success of those local brands really shows the way forward. Localized, emotionally resonant stories, amplified smartly through social media and influencers. That's how you build deep connections there. And that rise of the super app signals a really interesting future where brands become these indispensable hubs.
So thinking about actionable advice for you, the listener, maybe for marketers listening in, what are the key takeaways or recommendations we should embrace from all this?
Okay, a few key things. First, embrace a mobile-first, social-centric strategy. It sounds obvious, but really optimize everything for mobile and prioritize engaging content on the platforms where your audience, especially youth, actually spends their time: Facebook, YouTube, TikTok, in many markets.
Makes sense. Second,
Invest in localized, emotion-driven content. Don't just translate global campaigns. Develop culturally nuanced, emotionally compelling narratives. Leverage local insights, local creative talent. That authenticity resonates.
third point.
Bridge the digital payment gap. This is huge in markets like Bangladesh. Actively build trust in digital payments, maybe through education, partnerships with MFS providers, clear guarantees, even advocating for helpful regulatory changes. Don't ignore the trust issue.
Crucial. Fourth.
Prioritize consistency and authenticity across all touchpoints.
Yep.
Seems basic, but implement rigorous brand guidelines. Foster real two-way communication. Respond to feedback, good and bad. Leverage user-generated content to show genuine experiences. Walk the talk.
Fifth recommendation.
Adopt a holistic measurement framework. Set clear, measurable objectives for IMC tied to actual business goals. Use analytics to track the whole funnel: awareness, image, loyalty, conversions. And crucially, combine that financial ROI with brand equity indicators to demonstrate the long-term impact.
And finally,
Address digital inclusion and skills development. Recognize that not everyone has the same digital literacy. Maybe develop tiered strategies, integrate with traditional channels where needed, and just as importantly, invest in developing digital skills within your own marketing teams. Keep learning.
excellent points. Now, we've talked a lot about authenticity being critical for trust, but looking ahead with AI advancing so rapidly, how might the evolution of artificial intelligence start to blur the lines between what's authentic content and what's generated content? What kind of challenges could this pose for trust in IMC in the coming years?
That's a really interesting and potentially thorny question for the future.
Something to think about. So, what stands out most to you from this deep dive today? We really hope this conversation has given you a powerful shortcut to being truly well informed on this vital topic of integrated marketing communication.